guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode from Backyard Boys. If you guys are new to this channel, go ahead and lightly tap that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to show your support by smashing that like button. And guys, in this episode, we are going to be continuing working on our 2018 BMW M4. If you guys have not seen our previous episode on the car, we got the car on its feet. Basically what I mean by that is all the suspension work is done. In theory, from now on, the car should pass alignment and we should not have any kind of suspension problems. Although we are going to be lowering the car, so we're going to go ahead and wait till we get the lowering springs onto the car. That way the alignment can be passed with the lowering springs. In the last episode, we had a little bit of complications with the rear assembly. Basically, the guy sent us the wrong assembly, and if you guys have not seen that video, go ahead and check that out. That's just one of the problems that we run into when ordering parts, because I'm saying, like, so we order the correct part and the wrong one comes, and it's not really our fault, but that kind of drags the time out on how long the build will take to finish. And a lot of you guys are asking, Tim, why don't you finish just one build? All the builds that I have, we're going to be finished with all of them. 100% all of them are going to be done. It's just some take time to get parts, other ones are just, you know, some other complications, and that's why we need to get a couple of builds at the same time going so we can never run out of content. But guys, in this episode, we are going to be working on the frame. By the end of this video, this front end should be assembled, and I don't know if you guys saw the reveal video, but you can see that these frame extensions, these pieces right here, they're a little bit swayed to the driver's side. So this piece right here, I just kind of slapped it on for now. And what we're going to do is actually put this on for good, and then we're going to go ahead and pull everything back, measure, and make sure everything's nice and clean. I want to show you guys one more thing. So take a look here. The hood is closed, and if you look at the driver's side gap, so take a look at the driver's side gap. The gap here is actually pretty nice. Maybe just a little bit up like this. It's a little big, but it's even everywhere. On the passenger side though is where we have a little problem, and I want to see if the frame pulling is going to fix all this. So I can get all this stuff situated with just the fender, obviously, but I want to see if we pull back these extensions, will this right here open up? And if you see here, take a look. This gap here is huge, and it's not because the hood is in the wrong spot, it's because the fender here is too tight. So going down to the fender, you can see the fender opens up, gets bigger here, and then you're tiny over here. So if this gets moved forward, the gap here will even out, and if the frame gets pulled properly, I think in theory this should get back into its position. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put this on for good, bolt it on. That way we can move both the frame rails at the same exact time. And then we're going to go ahead and tie the car from under, because this is not really a frame pull, and we shouldn't need any kind of serious clamping power on the car as long as you just hold it stationary. I got some chains over here. I got a bunch of random things that we can clamp the car down. It's not going to be a problem. And then we'll see how much this will move. We're going to start doing our measurements, and then we got headlights, front bumper, everything to assemble this front end. And technically in this episode, it should come off the frame machine looking like a car, except like a spotted cow a little bit because the color is going to be off. But let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, we got the car bolted down. Went ahead and pulled this piece off because we're changing it either way. You guys saw this old one. Look at this thing, dude. It's kind of beat up, kind of bent. We got a new one. We got both new ones actually, but I don't think that one is bent. I thought it was bent a little bit, but if you look at the new one, it's kind of got that little, can you tell on camera?
Yeah, it's a
little bit bananaed. So probably not gonna change that one unless it's gonna give us some complications. We're definitely gonna swap that out. It's pretty darn quick and easy. But the car is basically chained down right here on this frame rail. Not this frame rail, sorry, this subframe. I got a fat point on the subframe, and it's gonna be enough to get this extensions pulled out. These are pretty soft and they should in theory go very easy. The reason why I put this laser up here is just to see where I am initially started from. So I put a little, see that? Put a little bit of what's it called, some pencil over there. So when it pulls, we'll see how much this pulls, and then when we release it, we can see how much it moved. So take a look over here. I want to show you guys the before. See that? Very little gap over there. Can't even fit anything in there. And then take a look at this side. You can easily fit my hand in here. So that should be basically even. And then we can actually also look at the hood gap while we're doing this. So let's do that. Okay, ready to start pulling. Well, I got my initial pulling done, and if you look over here, you can see things are opening up. I can get my hand in there kind of freely. Obviously, that does not tell us anything that the frame is good or not, but it's even on both sides, so that's a good sign, first of all. And second of all, what we're gonna do is actually go ahead and measure the frame. So we got this little rod that's gonna go ahead and measure the frame for us. We're just gonna set it down right here and let the rod do its work. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, what we're gonna do is grab stationary points like the body of the car here, right by the fender, let's say. So this part over here we're gonna grab, or we can grab somewhere inside one of these points here, and then we're gonna do a cross measurement onto this bolt here, and then do the same here and see which way it needs to go, a little more, a little less, see what the heck it's showing us. So keep you guys posted, put you guys on time lapse, and let's get it done because we need 2 people. Yes guys, we are officially done pulling the frame and everything's looking neat. So initially that's where I started at, and that's where I finished. That's kind of a lot. I don't know how much that is. Probably like close to 2 inches of pulling. Inch and a half about. So yeah, the frame is now straight. It's looking nice and neat. I went ahead and fixed the gaps on the hood, which I'll show you guys now. Look how it closes. Just how it should close. It's got double latches. Here's the gap here. Nice and neat all the way through. And then take a look at the gap on this side as well. By the way, don't forget to factor in that this is a aftermarket hood, so the gaps here are a little bit harder to set than an original OEM hood. But we got it nice and even. I had to shave down a little bit of the hood right here, but it's pretty. It's looking good. If you guys have not seen the previous episode, we went ahead and painted this front crossbar. I don't know exactly what it is called, but it goes up inside here. So the blue was to paint, or the blue was to match the calipers of the car. So we're gonna go ahead and install this and start reassembling the front end of the car. Pretty pumped up, man. This wasn't that hard. So we got all this right here reassembled, new piece in, this brace, X brace, whatever it's called, tightened down. Basically everything's lining up how it should be, much easier. I mean, I think we got the frame to be 100% because everything's just bolting right up. This is the old headlight tabs right here. We're gonna go ahead and unscrew them. Oh, dude. So right here is the old headlight tabs, which need to be removed. Well boys, would you look at that? We got the front end assembled. It is looking pretty, everything's lining up. And I guess the next episode what we're gonna be doing is body work and paint. I can actually show you guys all the body work that this car needs. It's not too much, but we got some damage right here. This was a used bumper, we got a good deal on it. So there's a little bit of damage right here. And I think right under it right here, there's a crack. So if you go under here, there's a crack on the bumper, which will get covered up by a lip. We do have a lip for the car right over there. I'm telling you guys, man, we got all the parts for the car. This car is gonna be going, like, getting done very, very fast. It's almost done already, basically needs body work and paint. So this gap up here, I didn't really adjust this one here, but all it needs to do is come up. Everything else lines up really nice considering the fact that this is a aftermarket aluminum hood. And the original one here comes in a forged carbon fiber, which is like $5,000. We got this one for like $1,000. I think it looks really aggressive. I think it looks really, really, really nice. So that's the body work on the front end. Here's this fender here. Come take a look. So this fender here has some paint cracking from being a little bit awkwardly hit. So this is gonna be hit back in. This is an aluminum fender, so we gotta be very careful with it. And then we got some paint scrapes over here. This headlight is not fully sat just yet. We are waiting for one upper tab. So this is why this gap right here is ugly. But I know I can get it all dialed in once that tab comes in. Going on forward, we got some body work over here. We got a dent over here. We got a little funny spot over here. And we got this section and this. That right there is just about all the body work for the car, which will actually be in the next episode. Not in this one because we got the whole entire front end assembled. So stay tuned for that one. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in and watching this video till the very end. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to follow my Patreon down below. Don't forget to follow my Instagram at BYBTim. And I probably will post cooler sneak peeks on my Patreon. So stay tuned for all that. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. Peace out.